Hey guys, thank you so much for taking time on your Monday night. Usually we do these on Sunday, but I wanted to try and see what Mondays look like for a lot of different people. But anyways, I like to keep these short, simple, to the point. We're all busy, but my name is Jacqueline Smith. I have been with Team Beachbody for about 6 years now. I also answer to mom, wife, Jacqueline, JT, whatever the case may be. But I feel like I have a ton of names, and I feel like just about everyone else in their life, we all have a ton of different hats that we carry, that we use, wear every single day. And so I'm no different. But I wanted to kind of talk about my life by design, a little bit about my story, where I came from, why I'm so passionate about this, and then of course all the questions that I had that I know the majority of us have before we even consider thinking about signing up for one of these things, because it is so scary. So I love the heart emoji. So if you can hear me just fine, if you're on, give me a heart, give me a thumbs up, whatever the case may be. Hey, Amber. But this is fun. This is always such a party. I love doing live videos, even though I don't do them a lot on my personal page. But anyways, my name is Jacqueline Smith. Thank you so much for taking the time to hop on, to listen, hear a little bit more about what we do. I was actually one of those people that I went to high school and I had no idea what I wanted to do. Everyone else was, they were filling out college applications, and my really good friends who is also my hairdresser, he was like, come to cosmetology school with me. And I was like, no, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I had no idea. I've always been one of those people where I was like, whatever the wind goes. So I had no plan. And so I found out I was pregnant. I graduated high school, found out I was pregnant, and got married all in one summer. And if you can imagine all those things separated, you know how it is combined, especially being 18 years old and trying to figure out what to do now with your life, with being pregnant, so with a child on the way. And so we had a very small apartment. We struggled. I had always grown up in daycare. My mom had always worked in daycare. And so that was something very comfortable for me to do. And so I started working in childcare, hoping that I'd also get a discount as well, which turns up I didn't. So that was a big gut puncher. So another thing, not just struggling with figuring out life and what I was going to do. I was also struggling with my husband, who at the time was an alcoholic. And so there were many times where he wouldn't come home, or I would have to go get him whenever the bars would close. So I never really knew what life was going to throw at me. There was always a negativity and tension and all this stuff built up. And so as the years went on, my son at the time was about 2 or 3, and our checking accounts were bouncing. We had 2 at the time. They were bouncing, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. We had a bunch of credit card debt at the time. We had a new house. And so finally my husband came in and he said, I'm addicted to OxyContin and cocaine, and I need help. I don't know what to do. I can't do this on my own. And so at that same time, that's whenever the housing market was crashing in 2008. And in order to protect the house, we had to file Chapter 13 bankruptcy. He was let go from his job. And so I, at the time, was working at a dental office as a receptionist, making around $20,000 a year. So we were flat broke. And if you know anything about Chapter 13 bankruptcy, they take what they say they're going to take. It doesn't matter how much your paycheck is. And so there were weeks where we had maybe $50 to live off of for the week, including gas, groceries. There was one, my computer went down. There was one time where I had gone to the grocery store and I got all the way up there and my card had been declined. And that was the worst feeling. I still won't go to that grocery store, which sounds so silly after, 8 years, but it's still one of those things where it makes me feel so bad. We ate at my in-laws' house every night for dinner because we had no groceries. We had no dinner. And so that's kind of how we were. It was always struggle. And I was so negative, and I ate my feelings away in food, mainly in cheeseburgers, because that's my favorite, still my favorite, mainly in cheeseburgers and Cokes. And I hated the decisions that I had made in my life, but at the time I thought that since I had made those decisions, that was something I was going to have to live with, and that life was just going to be hard, that life was hard, that you worked, you struggled, you paid bills, and then you retired, hopefully, and that was it. And so I was going just through life, just trying to make do with what I had and not really having any type of passion whatsoever. And that's such a terrible way of living for anybody, no matter what you're doing. If you're just going through the motions of life, that's such an unfulfilling feeling to have in your life. But that's how it was. And so when I happened upon Beachbody, we had gotten through recovery, and I actually had my second child. And if you have followed me for that, or if you have known me for a while, my second child, Callie, was a handful as a baby, and we couldn't afford a gym. I had a bike and a bike trailer, and she would cry the whole time. She cried the whole time, period. And so I happened upon an Insanity infomercial on that Shanti does, one of our workout programs. And I was like, I think I want to do this. And it looked hard. Like, if you've seen the Insanity infomercial, it's like the people in the video are like hunched over with sweat dripping down them. And I was like, I think I want to do this. And Kim was going, there's no way, you're not going to be able to complete it. And what's more, we don't even have the money to pay for the workout program. But I was like, I've got to do this. Like this, I want to do this, and I need to do something because I can't afford a gym, and my daughter, my baby, cries all the time. I need something for me. And so at the time, I didn't know this, but when you buy a Beachbody workout program, you're assigned a coach. And so she found me on Facebook, and we became friends, and she offered me the opportunity. And at the time, being young, broke, scared, in bankruptcy, failed at every single thing that I've done in my life, I was like, there's no way I'm signing up for this. Like, I'm an introvert. I don't like talking to people that much outside. If you see me at sports events, I'm always on the bleed. I see Jennifer Cawthorn, who's on here, who have always played sports with my kids. And I would always like sit away from everybody. Like, I'm not one of those people. And so I was like, I don't really care to talk to people. I have no money. I have never worked in sales whatsoever. I don't know how to do this, but I had this desire for more. And I was like, if I could just pay for a vacation, if I could save up, make $100 a month to save up and pay for a vacation once a year for the four of us, because there were just four of us at the time, then that would make it worth it. If I could pay, for something for my family. We couldn't even afford staycations. Like, we were broke upon broke. And so I finally decided to sign up. I didn't really have a lot of support from my husband or my mom. The only person was my dad, and he was like, yeah, just do it. You can do anything that you can, anything that you want to. And I was like, I'm going to. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to show all of you guys that I can do it no matter what. And so I've been in it ever since. I've shown up every single day. And the crazy thing is that my goal of just earning $100 a month, in 2 years' time, I came home from a dental assistant position earning more than the dentist that I was working for. So I was making around $2,000 to $3,000 a week when I came home full time. And it was simply by working on Facebook. It was sharing my workout program that I was doing at the time. It was doing stuff like this. It was inviting people. It was talking to people on my own conditions, on my own time, and learning and growing. And everything. And it was just an amazing thing. So I came home full time in 2 years. Looks like my internet's breaking up a little bit. In 2 years, I came home full time. Guys, I had worked ever since I was 13 years old. I've always worked. I never thought I would be able to come home and I left out that I had another child, by the way. I forgot about that. I had a third child. So at that point, I decided that I needed to make enough money to come home full time. So in 2 years' time, I came home full time. My youngest was a little bit under 2, and then Callie, and then I had Trey. So I never thought that I would be able to come home and take Trey to school. I never thought that I would be able to come home and take Callie to kindergarten to her first day of kindergarten and walk her in. I never thought that I would be able to stay home with Chloe, who's my youngest, and she's now going to be going to kindergarten in August. That was something I never thought, and that was something that I never thought would mean so much to me. I don't miss award shows. I don't miss field trips anymore. When they're sick, I don't ask my in-laws to take them to the doctor, and I don't tell them to pack a bag and go sit up at work with me like what I used to do. They're home with me while I work, and they are with me. They're with me instead of in-laws or a daycare or whatever the case may be. In summer break, every day we hang out at the pool at our subdivision. That's my freedom. That's my life by design. If they want to play a certain sport, I don't say wait until payday and hopefully I have the money after bills. I don't say anything. I say do what you want to do. I've shown my girls and Trey that they can do whatever they want to do. And no matter what failures they have in their life, they can always turn that around into something and make it a message, make it hope, make it something that you can inspire someone else, that you are never the person that you were back then. And so that's my life by design. That's always what I've wanted. It's not the 6 figures. It's not the fancy cars. And it's really not even traveling. I said in my post, we go every year on a Disney cruise. And that, like, I love cruises. And we love Disney and we love Halloween. So every Halloween or in October, we go on a Disney cruise. We dress up. We spend a week somewhere in the Caribbean. We try and pick different places and different excursions. And that way, like, that's fun to me. But at the same time, being able to do the small daily things is what I love the most. And being there for my children 100% is what fuels me to show up daily and to do this every single day. So I want to that's my story. I felt like I went a little bit over. But I want to share a few common questions that I had and that every single person that I talk to ever have. And I have notes. So if you see me going like this, like I can't stand that, but I have to have notes because of how I am. So a common question is, do I have to push, and you'll probably hear my girls in the background. A common question is, do I have to push product on friends and family? And the cool thing is that no, you don't. I built this business strictly on Facebook. If you're personally friends with me or family, you know that I've never pushed you to sell or to sign up or to come to something or whatever the case may be. I've built this business 100% on social media and met people just like me, moms, women, kind of in the Nashville area, whatever the case may be. Disney cruises. I know I've met a lot of people from the Disney Cruise Line pages, but just like me that I can connect with. And so in turn, because I've built such a following on social media, I don't have to beg friends and family. I don't have to beg anybody to join me, because if they want to, they can see my story, they can see what I'm doing, and in turn they want to join me and they want to be a part of it. But you never ever have to push product or joining the business with you on friends or family. All you have to do is create more and more and more people and share your story a little bit more and be vulnerable in your post, and people will want to join you and they'll want they'll want to join you. You're not going to beg anybody to join. They're going to want to be a part of what you're doing and meeting other people. So we have trainings available for that on how to find your people, how to find your tribe, how to connect with more people to where you're not just talking to your mom, your dad, your sister, and your best friend from high school. You're going to be talking to a bunch of people that want to be a part of your story. The second part is, do I need a fitness following to make this work? And no, you don't. Like what I said, I just started. When I started this, I only had 100 Facebook friends. I had no other social media accounts, and really, I hate Snapchat, and I'm barely on Instagram. So I still mainly work on Facebook. I only had 100 Facebook friends, and that was mainly people that I went to high school with. I went to a very small arts high school. And people, family, just kind of how probably everyone's Facebook page is. And so I started building and connecting with people, connecting with other moms. I didn't have a fitness following. I slightly talked about me doing Insanity, but beyond that, I've never talked about workouts or working out. That was never something. Actually, I like going back and looking at my Facebook on this day because it's such negative posts that I used to post. And the business has really kind of helped me grow as a person as well, to where I'm like, wow, you were so negative before you signed up around all these positive people. So that's always very interesting. Do I need a lot of extra time? Like, what if you work, you have kids, you go to school, what about all this stuff? And you go, I just don't have the time for this. Like, I don't have time to work a business and to build this along with, all the other many facets to your life. And the cool thing is that when I was working, so I signed up as a coach, and then I found out I was pregnant with Chloe, with our third. And so I was like, well, what do I do now? And that was a huge fuel to my fire to really kind of build this business pretty fast. And so I didn't have a lot of time. Trey, our oldest, has always been in sports very heavily. So we always had sports afterwards. Callie was extremely needy is the right word. And then I was pregnant, so I was tired. And so I would come home from work and I would get everyone in bed. And instead of laying down and watching TV, I would work my business for an hour. And we have trainings available now. Back then we didn't, but we have trainings available now to where we teach you how to build this business in 1 hour a day. If you can find 1 hour, even if you split it up between, 3 or 4 15-minute increments or 10-minute increments, we can show you how to build this business in an hour a day. You don't need a lot. And then I want you to think about, are you willing to trade in your 40 out, your full time, that they're probably not paying you what you're worth? Are you willing to put in part-time hours for a full-time life? Because that's what I wanted. I would much rather work a couple hours here and there in order to have extra freedom now. Now I only work part-time and I make about between $4,000 to $6,000 a week, depending on the week. And so are you willing to put in the work now in order to have more time later? And that was something that I really, really wanted out of my life. But at the beginning, especially when you have all these many things in your life, then we teach you how to build an hour a day. If you follow me on Facebook, you see that we always do a live working hour on Thursdays just to kind of connect the team. And then to show you how to build it, how to work in an hour without taking out all the fluff, and just getting it done and having fun whenever you're doing it. So you don't need a lot of time. And we don't do parties. We don't have inventory. We don't do any of that. So you're only working on your phone. Like, how many hours do you sit there and scroll on Facebook or Instagram anyways, when you could actually make a little bit of money as you're scrolling? So that is a no-brainer to me. I think I need to be more fit so that others will take me seriously. And I want to tell you, no, you have to sign up right now. The cool thing is that people see your transformation as you're going. So, and plus, fitness is not an end goal. Fitness is not like a destination. Fitness is a journey. For me, I have yo-yoed up and down in my weight. I have always struggled with emotional eating, and 2 years ago, as a coach, I finally grabbed the reins and decided to really kind of focus on me and my eating and losing the weight that I had gained. And so every day for my accountability, I showed people what I was eating, what workout I was doing, and in turn, they could see the natural progression of what the workouts were doing for me. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to eat completely clean. You don't have to get every single workout in and do it perfectly, because perfection is unattainable. You cannot be perfect. You have to show them what you're doing in real time, and they're going to see that they can do it just like you, because they're the ones that are connected to you. They're following you because of you. So don't wait until you have six-pack abs, because more than likely you probably won't. That will take years, whenever you could have been showing people how they could do it in real time. So don't wait. People want to see the progression as you go. That is what draws them in. Okay, so last one. And I know this is a big one because I talked about it, I think last week. Is it one of those pyramid schemes? Like, I don't want to sign up for one of these pyramid schemes, and I don't even know what that means. And I've heard all these bad things about it. I'm not going to do it. So number one, a pyramid scheme is illegal. That's a Ponzi scheme, and they're illegal. When people say pyramid scheme, they more than likely don't even understand what direct selling is. So basically, anywhere that you work, and just because I have this, anywhere that you work is like this. So there's a CEO at the top and then employees. And for me at the dental office, when I worked at the dental office, I was a receptionist. And then whenever one of the assistants quit, I moved up to the assistant because I knew how to assist as well. I could never be the dentist. I could never be the CEO of Apple. I could never make my way all the way to the top. For here, everyone starts at the same level, no matter where you come from, no matter your education level, no matter what you look like, nothing. We all start on the same level, and you control how much income you make by the amount of people that you inspire every single day. You control how far you want to go in this business, whether it's making 7 figures and making $40,000 bonuses every 3 months, or if you just want to make $100 a month and pay for a manicure and a pedicure every once in a while, or if you want to pay off your debt. But you control that. No one else does. No one writes your paycheck. No one tells you what to do. So you can pass me. If you signed up under me and you said, I'm going to be the top coach and I'm going to make 7 figures in 2 years, then you would pass me. And my ranking and my pay does not hinder you whatsoever. You can do whatever you want to do. And that's the most amazing thing about this. So there is no such thing as a pyramid scheme. They say that because you sign people up and they go underneath you, but in turn, there's really nothing that doesn't matter whatsoever, because you can pass anyone. I've passed my upline sponsor in rank and in pay. So you control how far you want to go up this ladder, which is the most amazing part of this. So we're like an upside down pyramid. Whereas if you worked at a job, then that is a pyramid where you're never going to go all the way up to the top. You're never going to be the owner unless you buy it. You're never going to be the CEO. So last bit, which is what a lot of people, wrong one, which is what everyone wants to know. How much does it cost? How do you make money? What is all of this about? So number one, when you sign up, you buy a challenge pack, which includes your workout program and 30 days of Shakeology. That's it. That's all you buy. You don't buy an inventory. You don't buy a buttload of product like what I've heard other companies do. You don't keep up with any of that. Like if I had inventory here, my girls would have gotten into all of it. Like, you would have had marker all over everything that I would have sent you, as well as I just couldn't have afforded that, especially at the very beginning. So all you do is you buy your product so that you can start working on you. That's it. So that you can start sharing what the products do for you. That's all you buy into, is just working on you. That has a money back guarantee, even the Shakeology, if you drink it all. So that's how much we back our product. After that, it's $15.95 a month, and that covers your websites that they maintain. So they take care of it. All you do is send people to it. You don't handle money. You don't take money. You don't handle returns. You don't restock. You don't handle any of that. They take care of that for $15.95 a month. And I have to say, that's the best $15 that I've ever paid. I will say, at the beginning, I was so nervous about even paying $15 a month. And so I made that a goal to pay back that $15 every single month with making my sales and commission. So you make 25% commission based on anything you sell. That's your instant money. We get paid every Thursday. So as soon as you make a sale, the following week, you would receive that 25% commission. When you start building a team is whenever you start making the mega cash, the residual income, the money where if you went on a trip and you took that entire week off, you would still come back and have a paycheck, which is the best part of it. And that depends on how you build a team and how fast you build a team. Like what I said, when you sign up, you go underneath each other. The cool thing is that we all make income off of each other. So all the way from the bottom to the top, no matter where you are in the organization, we all make income off of each other. And that's where the bonuses can go from $14 all the way up to $12,000 a week in just helping and holding hands with your team and being there for your team. As well as you also get quarterly bonuses, you get matching bonuses. So the income is limitless. And like what I said earlier, the quarterly bonuses range from $1,000 to $40,000 every 3 months on top of your regular weekly pay. So what would you do with an extra $30,000, $40,000 every 3 months in your pocket that's considered a bonus? What would you do with that? And so I want you to kind of think about your life by design. How would that help your design? What would you do with it? Would you give back more? Would you pay off debt? Would you live completely debt free? What would you do with that type of cash? And that's really hard to understand at the beginning and hard to kind of fathom at the very beginning. But I want you to think long term, and I want you to think about what you could do and what is possible in this. So that is all. You make as much as you want to make. You start off by just focusing on you, and in turn you inspire other people and help people get started. So I'm at my limit. I promised only 30 minutes. If you have any questions, make sure to comment below with them and I can answer them. I haven't seen any questions, so I'm going to go ahead and log it off and be respectful of everyone's time. But thank you so much for hopping on. Right now we have a great sale that you can get all the workout programs streamed on any smart device whatsoever, along with 30 days of Shakeology and those amazing colored coded containers. Right now there's a $30 saving, which it was already marked off so much. So this is the best time to get signed up and to get focused on you so that you can get started and get started the right way and then start making income as well. Now is the time. Don't wait. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait for the perfect body. Don't wait for the perfect income to get started. Choose today to make the decision to make tomorrow different. That you're going to do something different for yourself tomorrow and for your future self. So make sure to go back to the coach that invited you. And if you have any questions, comment below or ask them. And I'm so excited to say welcome to every single person that hopped on into our team page. Thank you guys so much and have a great night.